Hey everyone, welcome to video on Bitcoin. This is January 31st, and we are only about 2.5 hours away from this month closure. So what I'd like to do is take a look at the chart for today, take a look at some of the activity that's gone on since yesterday, and of course give my opinion on the market because that's all this is, guys. I'm giving my opinion on the market, and you should all realize that and be responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. And let's just go ahead and take a look at the charts and see what we've got going on. All right, so let's switch on over to the live scene. All right, so what we have so far right now is a bit of a rejection off of the 618. All right, so we all know that BitMEX went pretty deep. It went pretty deep yesterday when we had this massive volume candle. So you can see we had lots of volume up here. When we had this big wick. So, I mean, basically, let me tell you guys what happened here. All right, so we had somebody place some buys that took us up above the pivot at about 94.25, 94.30. Lots of short stop losses got hit. Okay, and basically when a stop loss gets hit on a short, it's a buy that occurs. So basically, people that sold here trying to catch a short stop lossed here, so they had to buy their way out of their position. And whoever was responsible for this got the price up to 9,500, and basically they sold into those stop losses. Then what happened? Price went all the way back down to $9,052. All right, so huge price action there. Price went all the way down, and then of course they got out of their positions. I actually know somebody that actually did this. They basically they shorted at about $9,440, and basically they had a whole bunch of take profits down here that all got that all got sold into. So they profited pretty significantly on this candle here. So this can be profitable. You never know when this is going to happen, but nonetheless it did happen. Then what happened? All right, so we have huge absorption, right? And so when I talk about absorption, what I'm talking about is there's a huge candle body and it just goes right back to the mean. So that's what we had here. We had a big push up and a rejection, and then a huge push down and then absorption. So we have huge absorption here. So this is what basically pushed us up even higher and then higher. So when this happened, it emptied out order books. Lots of orders were eaten up on this move. So naturally, it was easier for us to push higher. Now, when that happened, we've got this right here that we have to pay attention to. I would say about in this range right here. We have to pay attention to this because what happened was, it was that resistance up to 9,500. We pushed up above it, then we came right back down. We fought right here, which is about 94.75. We fought here for about an hour, maybe a little longer than that, and then we had a rejection. All right, so we need to pay attention to that, that basically we pushed up above into this liquidity. So I talk about liquidity pools all the time. And whenever I talk about liquidity pools, let me talk about what that means. Okay, so for right now, we have a little bit of a range, and we're still inside of this range, just for the record. And I'm going to start this here at this level, and I'm going to move my way down to this level. I guess you could take it a little bit lower. It probably fits a little bit more taking it down here into this area. One of the reasons why I like this, and let me color this a little differently so we can see it a little better. Let me change the background on this so we can see this this level. All right, of course we've got the yellow line, which is the median. Okay, so we've got tons of support here at this median. Then we have a little bit of resistance. We flop around basically, and then we have resistance at the median, support at the median, and then we've got this wick that we were just talking about. We push up, we come back to the median, so we have a mean reversion. And as far as our liquidity pools go, this is where you're going to find supply and where you're going to find demand. So we've got this level right here. This is where our liquidity is. Let me get it so that it's not, there we go. So we've got liquidity there. And then as far on the downside, we see this, right? So we see there is demand down here. There is demand that we have seen over here as well. So these are areas, if you're going to try and scalp a long position on Bitcoin, this is going to be the place to do it. And of course, we have this liquidity down here that we obviously scam wicked into. I say scam week because it's exactly what it was. Lots of stop losses got triggered. People that were trying to buy long positions here. You know, we're talking about the FOMO crowd. People that are buying long positions here and have just really super high leverage. It's reckless. But nonetheless, we've got the move that has come down here. We tapped into liquidity a little bit. We are now trying to push through the median, and the median again is sitting right here at about, we'll call it 93.25. All right, we're at 93.13 right now, 93.25. This median, and I could be off on this. We could be up a little bit higher. I would be more inclined to pull this up to approximately right here, which basically creates a little bit more of a liquidity pool. But the reason why I like to bring that up a little bit is so the median sits right where all of these candles were fighting to close below, and they weren't able to. And then also when we came down, we came right down to this level as well. And I would still say that we're trying to push through 93.36. The high on this candle ended up being 93.34. We're trying to push up a little bit higher. I actually think we're going to. I do think we're going to push up a little bit higher. And one of the reasons why I say that is because using Fibonacci, pulling from the bottom, pulling to the top, two dominant pivots here, right? You can call these mood swings. We came back to the golden zone. We did extend beyond the golden zone, which is a little bit of a sign of weakness, but there's a lot of fighting going on here. So I actually do believe we are still going to make this move up to 9,700. I still think that this is still in the cards. But how am I going to know when I'm wrong? Okay, so one thing that I do believe is going to happen, I'm going to get rid of some of this on here so we can see this. Because I'm taking a look at Fibonacci from the bottom up. Now I'm going to take a look at it from the top down. Okay, so if this is a corrective move, if this is our first corrective move, what we are going to expect to see is a rejection at 9,400. If we get rejected at 9,400, this opens up a lot of doors. This opens up a lot of doors for rejection back to 9,100 or lower. Now, I'm still of the crowds that says we are going to be going down more than likely to 8,000, maybe even possibly lower. I am currently part of that crowd. But again, that doesn't mean that I don't believe that we can't go up to 9,700 to maybe 9,800. Those things are still possible. Okay. But we got to see some follow through. Right now, the volume on this is just, it's awful. This entire retrace, so we had basically this push up, the entire retrace was all on very low volume. The last high volume candle that we had was the second candle, the second hourly candle after we had our scam wick candle. So lots of volume here, but it didn't take a whole lot of volume to get us all the way up here to 95, 9,600. And then it's taken very little volume for us to push back this move completely. Open interest is still super high. And I believe that most of this open interest is long positions, and it's not going to take much to stop out those long positions, okay? We're not talking about an asset that can only have equity buys and equity sells. So we are talking about an asset that has the ability to long and short to accumulate on the price going up, price going down, leverage, lots of things to pay attention to here. But again, if this pivot holds, I expect 9,700 to hit. I'm wrong if we don't get a rejection at 9,400. If we push up through 9,400 to 9,450, if we push up above this zone, then we are going to be heading up to that 9,700 mark more than likely. If we get a rejection here in this box, and I'm going to go ahead and mark this one orange because this is the box that has to hold for bears, right? So if you're a bear, you want this to have a rejection. And then you're going to be looking for a move a little bit further down. Just because this could happen over the weekend, let me speculate for just a moment on what that might look like. If we go from up here, we go down to this pivot, and then we do a retrace. Let's do best case scenario. We retrace back to exactly the 618, which is at 94.36. More than likely, this is going to come back to potentially 9,065, maybe even 89.75 to 9,000. Okay, and what that's going to then look like is this right here. We've got A, B, C. Then we have A, B, C, potentially taking us back here, maybe a little bit higher again. And then we're going to be looking for this A, B, C. So this may only go back down to about 90.75. I would expect there to be significant demand down here. If that happens, then I would say that we're probably still positioned to go up a little higher. I don't know that 97 would be in the cards at that point. We'll have to just wait and see what happens. But nonetheless, this is kind of what I'm expecting to see. I'm looking to take some profit on any long positions that I'm in here at this 9400 to 9450 range. I am still interested in adding to short positions in this range if we get another push up here. But I still think that we do have the potential to get back up here to 9,700. I'm not going to speculate much more than that. That's about all that I'm willing to say right now. If you're a bear, we need to get a rejection here at 9,400. If you're a bull, we need to push through this level. We need to push through this level, and then we can make that move up to 9,700. But for right now, what this is, kind of looking like, this looks like it has a potential to be, kind of a shoulder, head, shoulder. Very possible. I'm not going to speculate too much on that, but it is very possible, something we do need to pay attention to. Okay, guys. That's pretty much all that I wanted to mention on Bitcoin. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to hop in the Discord. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions for you. If this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And wherever you are in the world, have a good day, good night, good evening, and stay healthy.